Isaiah, thank you so much, man, for being here, agreeing to do this interview, bro. We're here because we started a sermon series called TMC, hashtag TMC, the marathon continues. And that's something that you tweet all the time, something you kind of model your life by. Can you talk a little bit about what the marathon continues to you?
The marathon continues. It's something that's been big to me. One of my favorite rap artists, Nipsey Hussle, he kind of started it. He had a rap mixtape called The Marathon, and what he basically talked about was the grind through life. Like life isn't a sprint; it's a marathon. No matter what you go through, there's going to be ups and downs, but it's going to be a long race. So the way I took that is like, my career and my life is going to be a long race. There's going to be times where I'm tired. There's going to be times where I might not want to do something to get to where I want to go, but I got to keep going. I got to keep grinding. So the marathon continues is like a definition of my life. And no matter whether it's good or bad, the ups and downs, like the race is going to continue to go. No matter if you want to jump out the race and stop, like life is going to continue to go on. And I just feel like that's what my life has been about, and it can relate to not just my life, but everybody's life. Cause it's not, you're not just gonna be successful like this, and you're not just gonna win a race like this. It's gonna be a long process, and that's just what it is.
Can you talk a little bit, so from the first time you picked up a basketball, how old were you?
I don't know the exact age. My parents said ever since I was a little boy I had a basketball in my hands, but I do know my first organized basketball team was in 4th grade. So, I mean, that was a while ago.
Okay, and you're 28 now.
Yes.
So can you talk a little bit about the process? So you were in 4th grade to 28. You went from the rec league, maybe Al Davies, People Center, to now we come to Boston, we see pictures of you everywhere. Can you talk a little bit about the preparation and the process it took to get here?
I mean, the people who see it now would be like, man, like it's crazy now, but it was a long process. It was long preparation for this. Like, this just didn't happen overnight. Going back to 4th grade and being a young boy, not being given anything, like being the smallest guy in the court, always being counted out, like that's been what my life has been about. So when we talk about the marathon, that's just about continue to keep going, continue to chase my dreams and not giving up. And man, it started back then. It started back then, not being able to, I guess, getting my just due. Like, I've been just as good as everybody when I was younger, but I was just always shorter than everybody. So they always been like, well, he's good, but he's a small guy in the court. Like, he's all right. And that's just been to this day. It's been like that to this day. And one thing about me is I remain humble, I remain confident, and I continue to work hard. And I think if you believe in yourself, that can take you places that you might not ever think you can go. So the one thing I do to this day is believe in myself. I know what I can do. I don't really go off what everybody else thinks I can do or what they think I can't do, because they're not in the gym when I'm in there by myself working early mornings or late nights. They don't see what I go throughout each and every day in the off season or even in the in season for them to even think about telling me what I can and cannot do. So it's a process, but you gotta appreciate the process to enjoy the things that you reach out and obtain. Like the goals that I've reached now, like I'm enjoying them now because I had them goals when I was a little boy, and I seen it where nobody believed in me. But now it's like I had them same goals as a little boy. Now I'm reaching them, and everybody's acting like they knew it was gonna happen. That's the funny thing, and that's the thing that I laugh about in my head. Like, okay, you were once that person that I knew doubted me, but now you think, now you thought this was gonna happen all along.
Man, you touched on so many good things. One thing you said, the power of believing in yourself. I think a lot of people watching this video that's gonna watch this interview, they don't believe in themselves. One of my favorite scriptures talks about how if we believe in ourselves, all things become possible. Another one says, all things are possible for those who believe in Christ. It says, I can do all things. I can do all things. And I think we forget that I believe in myself, man. So can you talk about the importance of believing in yourself?
I mean, if you don't believe in yourself, nobody will. And I know I keep talking about it, but like my whole journey through my basketball career has been like I've had to prove people wrong. I've had to make people believe in myself. But I wouldn't be where I am today if I didn't believe in myself. Like the first thing I always do is I know the work I put in. I know how good I can be. I know I'm not where I want to be, but it's a process. It's a long, thought-out process that I'm going to reach. Every goal that I put out for myself, I know I'm going to reach because I believe in myself. I have faith in God, and He's blessed me with the ability to go out there and do what I do on the court. But the first thing for you to be successful in life is you believing in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, why would somebody else?
Yeah, that's good. So the marathon continued. You believed in yourself, and now you're living your dream. But I think it's significant, man, what a lot of people don't know or they don't really pay attention to. You help so many people. And so I think it's important to just touch on that because you're living your dream, you're at this level in life, and you give back. And that idea of generosity, I think it's a missed idea in this generation. People don't understand that concept.
I mean, it is, but I was raised the right way with my parents, man. Like Saturday early mornings, my dad would take me to downtown to the Mission, and I would go feed the less fortunate, the people that don't have homes and don't have food. So at a young age, I was taught to always give back. And I told myself when I was younger, when I did become successful at whatever it was, and it happened to be being an NBA player, that every community that I was part of, I was going to give back.
Yeah.
Just because I wanted to show them kids that what I'm doing is reachable. It's a dream that can happen, and I want them kids to know I'm just like them. Like they can reach out and touch me. I can interact with them. Yeah. And I know coming from Tacoma, we really didn't have that professional athlete somebody can look up to and reach out and talk to and feel like he was a friend, not just a person he's seen on TV. So when I made it, I said, man, I'm gonna be in the community. I'm gonna be back in Tacoma. I'm not gonna ever be bigger than where I came from. And I think that's the most important thing as being a successful person is giving back to the community that raised you and built you into the young man I am today. And I continue to just believe in that. So not just Tacoma, but that's Boston, Sacramento, Phoenix, the little time I was there. Like, I want to give back to that community because they welcome me with open arms, and I think that's just the way to go.
Yeah. I think it's significant because you don't give back like the traditional NBA player. Was it a couple summers ago where you had an event at your house where you invited just local kids from the community? You invited me out, some other players, just to speak life unto these kids. And so I think it's significant how you go the extra mile. Why do you do that? I know you have mentors. I know you have. So why do you do that?
I do that because, like you said, I have mentors, Jamal Crawford, Jason Terry. Those guys taught me how to be a pro, not just on the court, but off the court. One thing they did when I met them at a young age, they said, well, what we do for you, we want you to do for the next guy coming up. So when I invited them high school kids to my house, like I wanted them to see a big house. I wanted them to see a Bentley. I wanted them to see stuff they don't see on a regular basis.
Yeah.
So they can realize, okay, like I can get that. I can one day become an NBA player. Or it doesn't even have to be an NBA player. I can one day have a big house, have a nice car, and it's not even about the material things, but it's about seeing that and understanding like it's reachable. Yeah. So when I was younger, I was around Jason Terry and Jamal Crawford because I wanted to be an NBA player. So I watched their every move. I was in their house. I seen how big their houses was, how nice their cars was, like, because I wanted that in my life. And I feel like if you want something, you got to put yourself around those type of people that you're trying to be. Like I wanted to be an NBA player, so I was around Jason Terry and Jamal Crawford as much as possible. And I'm not saying you need to be around me, but be around successful people or be around people that are going in the direction that you want to go in, because that's what it's about.
Yeah, that's important, man. One thing I live by, if you change your mind, you'll change your life. But a lot of times people are stuck in the same environment or they hang around the same people, and it's hard to really change your mind and change your life because you see the same stuff, you see the same things happening every single day. So can you talk about the importance of just having good friends, your circle, because they help you see that vision that you have for yourself?
Yeah, having a good circle and having a good close group of friends is very important. Like, you are who you surround yourself with, and that's just what it is. Like, you may be around some negative people and not be negative, but it's gonna rub off on you sooner or later. So my thing growing up, I always surrounded myself with people that play basketball. Like, that was my interest. That's what I wanted to be. So I was at the gym with people that wanted to be at the gym. I wasn't out partying. I wasn't out with the wrong crowd. It was easy for me to be around people who wanted to be in the gym, because that was my ultimate goal, was to be an NBA player.
Yeah.
So whatever it is you want to be in life, you got to surround yourself with those type of people, or with the people who encourage you to be that. Yeah. And I think that's what a lot of young people forget. Yeah. Like, they think they can be around the wrong group of people and turn the switch on and off. It's not that easy.
Yeah, it's not, man. I used to see you at the gym. I heard stories of you just talking to your pops about how he used to take you down to Portland, man, because it's something significant about changing your environment in that grind, and understanding that the marathon, you have to prepare mentally, spiritually, physically. So can you just talk a little bit about how that benefited you to, like, go to Portland? How many times a week were you going to Portland in high school?
Man, we was going a couple times a week. Like, my dad and my mom was my support system, so they encouraged me to go. They didn't ever beg me to be a basketball player or to go work out or go to practice. Like, it was something I wanted to do. But ultimately, I think you have to see different things. Like, especially in Tacoma, it's tough because you only see one thing. And I always tell young kids, try to travel, try to get out of Tacoma to see that there's more than life than just Tacoma. Because you can get stuck with being comfortable in your situation. But if you go outside of the box, like, and see different things, like, you'll see more to life, and it'll be reachable. Your goals will be reachable if you see more things than just what you're comfortable with. So I think it just wasn't Portland, though. It just wasn't Portland. It was when I had to go to prep school. Yeah. I had to come all the way out here to Connecticut. Like, it was something I didn't want to do, but I had to reach my goal of getting to college, and then reaching my ultimate goal of being an NBA player. And there's going to be times where you're not going to like what you need to do. Yeah. But like I said, that marathon, like, there's going to be times where you want a breather from running that race.
Yeah, exactly.
But you got to keep going, because everybody else is keep going in life. Is not going to stop for you.
Exactly.
And what I just tried to tell young kids today is, it's not going to be everything you think it's going to be. Like, it's not going to be peaches and cream. Like, it's going to be some tough times to get where you want to be, but it's how you sustain those tough times and how you get through those obstacles to get to what you ultimately want.
Yeah, that's incredible. A lot of people watching this video, they have no idea what the marathon means. They just watch 10, 15 minutes of you speaking, and they're still struggling with this idea of the marathon continues. Maybe because they face some obstacles, they face some adversity, they feel like quitting, they feel like giving up. But you said, if you believe in yourself, right? If you have some type of faith in yourself, have a faith in God, you'll be able to make it, change your circle. You'll be able to make it, change your perspective. You'll be able to make it. If you could say one last thing to just encourage the people, man, that are watching this, that maybe they just literally gave up today on their dream. Mm-hmm. What would you say to those young kids, to those young adults? What would you say if they're just one step away from achieving their dream? What kept you going?
I would say, don't let anybody ever tell you can't be what you want to be in life. Like, I wake up every day, thank God, I wake up every day with a smile on my face, living a dream that I had since I was a little boy. And my road wasn't an easy road. Like, I had a tough road to get to where I am. So what I tell kids today is, like, no matter what you go through, if you have a goal, you believe in yourself, you can reach that goal. Like, anything is possible in this life. Yeah. And you just got to keep running your race. You got to keep running the marathon, which is your life. And you got to control that. And it starts with being at a young age. It starts now. Like, it doesn't start when you're 28 like myself. It started when I was a young boy. Yeah. And you got to just keep going, man. Like don't give up, because the easy thing is to give up. Exactly. That's the easiest route. That's the easiest way to go, is to give up. And I think if you just keep going, you believe in God and keep confidence in yourself, the sky's the limit.
Man, IT, thank you, bro. I'm about to go run a marathon right now. I literally go run a marathon. Thank you, bro, for this.
That's what it's about.
You just inspired a whole city, a whole nation. I hope this reaches millions of people, man, because they needed to hear that.